Hi guys, welcome to Learning Bytes. So in this module we are going to learn about Charter Act of 1813. What are the major significant features of Charter Act of 1813? Charter Act of 1813 abolished the trade monopoly of the company with India. So it abolished the trade monopoly. That is, the trade was thrown open to all merchants of the British. However, it continued the monopoly of the company of trade in tea and trade with China. Thus, the Charter Act of 1813 abolished the trade monopoly of the company with India. That means the Indian trade or the trade market of India was thrown open to all British merchants. The second point is that it asserted the sovereignty of British Crown over the company's territories in India. So, the Charter Act of 1813 asserted the sovereignty of British Crown over the East India Company. Then third point, it allowed Christian missionaries to came to in India. For the purpose of enlightening the people. Then fourth point, it provided for the spread of Western education over the inhabitants among the inhabitants of the British territories in India. Then the last and final point, it authorized local governments to impose taxes. So in short, Charter Act of 1813 abolished the trade monopoly of the company in India. That is, the trade was thrown open to all British merchants. However, it continued the monopoly of trade in tea and trade with China. Then the second point, it asserted the sovereignty of British Crown over the company's territories in India. It allowed the Christian missionaries to came to India for the purpose of enlightening the people. Then it provided for the spread of Western education among the inhabitants of British territories in India. Then it authorized the local governments to impose taxes on persons, and thus it could punish the persons who are not paying the taxes. Then came the Charter Act of 1833. And it was a significant landmark because it was the final step towards centralization. It was the final step towards centralization in British India. And then the features of this act were as it made the Governor General of Bengal to Governor General of India. And the first such Governor General was Lord William Bentinck. The second thing, it deprived the governors of Bombay and Madras presidencies of their powers. Because exclusive legislative powers was given to the Governor General of India, and thus the laws made under the previous acts, because up to the Charter Act of 1813, the laws made under that acts were known as regulations, but the laws made under this act were called as acts. Then the third point is that it ended the activities of company as a commercial body, which became a purely administrative body now. And for the last point, the Charter Act of 1833 attempted to introduce a system of open competition for selection of civil servants. So in short, we can say that the Charter Act of 1833 was the final step towards centralization in British India. It made the Governor General of Bengal as the Governor General of India. The first Governor General of India was Lord William Bentinck, and thus this act vested in Governor General all the civil and military powers, and this act created that the government of India have the authority over the entire territorial area coming under the British possession. Because now the government of India itself is being controlled by the British. Therefore, all the British possessions are also controlled by government of India. Government of India that is being governed by the British. Then it deprived the governors of Bombay and Madras presidencies of their legislative powers, and the Governor General of India was given exclusive legislative powers for the entire British territory, and the laws made under previous acts, that laws made under the act that were up to 1813, up to the Charter Act of 1813, the laws that were made up to Charter Act of 1813 were called regulations, but the laws made under Charter Act of 1833 were called as acts itself. Then it ended the functions of the company as a commercial body, and which became a purely administrative body now, because now the British East India Company became the administrative body of India for governing India. And at last point, it attempted to introduce, and as UP civil service aspirants, it is main point for us, because the Charter Act of 1833 attempted to introduce a system of open competition for the selection of civil servants, and it stated that the Indians should not be debarred from holding any place, office or employment under the company. However, this provision was negated after the opposition from the Court of Directors. So that's all. Thank you.